College Football Tailgate Show presented by Football Gameplan here on the Game Plus Network. I am David Hassagen. With me, as always, the czar of the playbook, Emery Hunt. Emery, it is bowl season. It's the favorite time of the year. We've got a busy Saturday coming up. We've already had the first 2 bowl games done with, 7 bowl games coming up tomorrow. It's going to be a crazy schedule. No one's going to be able to leave their couch.
At all. And this is the time of year where college football fans really get together and just root for their alma mater, their team. A lot of bowl games, a lot of title sponsors, a lot of unique ones that we always talk about, joke about. But there are a bunch of games this upcoming weekend that we're going to be diving into all episode long. It's a bowl game show, essentially. But what a way to culminate college football season. We had Army-Navy last week. Now we got the bowl games, and we're going to have all-star games after this. But I'm excited to get this thing kicked off.
Well, let's get started with the first of 7 bowl games coming up on Saturday. It's the only FCS bowl game, and it's the champions of the MEAC, North Carolina A&T, taking on the champions of the SWAC, Alcorn State, in the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl.
It's the third time these two teams have met up in the Celebration Bowl, and it should be a great contest. You're going to have strength versus strength, the run game of Alcorn State, and also the running game of North Carolina A&T. Where these two teams differ is probably in the passing game. Felix Harper is on pace to become the Black College National Player of the Year, but what he has done with this offense, transformed this offense for Alcorn State, while Khalil Carter is more along the lines of a guy that does a good job of managing the game, but I like Alcorn State in this ball game to get their first win over A&T in the Celebration Bowl. Be sure to order your copy of the Go-Go Offense by Coach Brennan Marion on footballgameplan.com/GoGoOffense. Coach Marion goes through the ins and outs of his explosive offense, one that's tearing up the college football field and putting a lot of points on the scoreboard. Again, you can order your copy at footballgameplan.com/GoGoOffense. Over in Division III, we have the national championship game tonight between Wisconsin Whitewater and North Central. This is going to be a fantastic matchup because when you look at the Warhawks in this ball game, they play some of the best point of attack ball that you're going to find in Division III. Their offensive line consistently blows guys off the ball, and defensively, they can affect the pocket in the passing game. That's going to be huge because Brock Rutter, the quarterback for North Central, is one of the top Division III quarterback prospects in the NFL draft this upcoming season. So he's going to have to find ways to complete passes deep down the field consistently because that pressure of Wisconsin Whitewater could be the difference in this ball game, and I do believe it will be the difference in this ball game. Keep an eye on the Warhawks in this matchup. I think it'll be over early in this contest, and that defense will just pin their ears back and get after Rutter. I like the Warhawks to win. We'll take a quick commercial break and be back with more Football Game Plans College Football Tailgate here on the Game Plus Network. Welcome back to Football Game Plans College Football Tailgate as we jump into some bowl games for this weekend, starting with the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl between Utah State and Kent State. What a great year the Golden Flashes have had this season in their first year with their new head coach getting to bowl eligibility, but they draw a very explosive offense in Utah State led by their NFL draft quarterback prospect in Jordan Love, who's looking to go out on a high note. So look for Utah State to get the win in this ball game, but keep an eye on the Golden Flashes next year in the MAC. Speaking of the MAC, you have Central Michigan taking on San Diego State in the New Mexico Bowl, and another first-year head coach, Jim McElwain, has done a great job with the Chippewas. He turned his football team around, got these guys into a bowl game, and it's because of their offense. Now, defensively, they leave a lot to desire out there on the football field, especially in the run game, and that's one area where we know San Diego State definitely excels, so look for the Aztecs to take care of business and get the win. Over in the Cure Bowl, we have Liberty taking on Georgia Southern, and what may be the most high-scoring game of the weekend. You look at Liberty with their passing game with Buckshot Calvert, the quarterback, throwing the football deep down the field to Antonio Gandy Golden, the tremendous wide receiver who's going to the Senior Bowl. Their passing game is what makes them very dangerous in this matchup. On the other side, we know Georgia Southern's option attack will do a great job of playing keep away, but I think Liberty's defense is very underrated, so I'm taking the Flames in this one over the Eagles. Now we move on to the Boca Raton Bowl at FAU Stadium, which is home to the FAU Owls, and they're playing host, technically, to the SMU Mustangs. And this is going to be head coach Lane Kiffin's last game with Florida Atlantic, and we should see another high-scoring affair between these two explosive offenses. The difference is, I don't know what happened in the middle part of the season with SMU's defense, but they haven't been defensive as of late. I think Florida Atlantic, playing at home in Lane Kiffin's last game, will take full advantage. Now let's head out to the Las Vegas Bowl, where another coach will be coaching his last game. And this one has a lot of different ties into it, as Chris Peterson, a longtime Washington Huskies head coach, is retiring after this season or after this game. And he was also the longtime Boise State head coach. But when you look at this matchup on paper, it would make you say, okay, Washington should win this ball game. But when you dig deeper in the matchup, Boise State has been doing a great job all season long of playing like the Washington Huskies. So I think it would be bittersweet for Coach Peterson, because he'll see his former team, Boise State, get the win over his current one in the Washington Huskies. In the Camellia Bowl, you have Florida International taking on Arkansas State. This is going to be a fantastic matchup. I think we'll see a low-scoring game in this matchup, because FIU plays solid defense early on in contests, but in the second half they tend to falter, and that's when the Arkansas Red Wolves offense starts to catch its rhythm, or find its rhythm and catch fire. So I see a low-scoring game, but on the back end, I trust Arkansas State to put up enough points to get the win. And we cap off Saturday night in New Orleans, in the New Orleans Bowl, with Appalachian State taking on UAB. 2 years, UAB has done a fantastic job in restoring their program, going to back-to-back bowl games, and they come up against one of the better teams in all of college football, the best group of 5 team, quite honestly, in Appalachian State. They do a great job on both sides of the ball. Their run game is excellent, but it's going to be their defense in this ball game that's going to give UAB problems. I like the defense of Appalachian State to get the win. Look for the Mountaineers to move on to another big win in a bowl game. On Monday, you have the Bad Boy Mowers Gasparilla Bowl in Florida between Central Florida and Marshall. Contrasting styles here, great offense in Central Florida, great defense in Marshall. The problem with the Marshall Thundering Herd is offensively, they're very inconsistent from game to game. They may score points, they may not, they may play inconsistent ball, they may play competitive football throughout the game. The problem is you don't know. What you do know is UCF does a great job of putting points up on the board, and they'll have enough of that in this bowl game to get the win. And finally, out there in Hawaii, you have the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors taking on BYU in the Hawaii Bowl. This is going to be a great contrasting styles as well. Offensively, you love Hawaii and what they do with Cole McDonald, their outstanding quarterback, but they have no defense to speak of. Who has all the defense in this ball game? BYU, especially up front. Trust the Cougars to get the big win in this one.
That'll do it for the College Football Tailgate Show. Don't forget to go to footballgameplan.com. It's where football makes sense, where you can catch up on everything in the football world, from the FBS to the FCS to the pros and beyond. And don't forget to go to youtube.com/footballgameplan, where you can find all of your football knowledge right in one place. For the czar of the playbook, Emory Hunt, I'm David Hassagen. Have a good one.